Hey, it's Paul from Cleveland Tintype. Let's walk through another Ballerina portrait session. So my setup there, a couple of Speedotron packs, running three lights, one at 4800 watt seconds, and then two, that smaller one there, and the other one that's sort of more eye level are 2400 watt seconds each. Quick trip over to my dark box and take a look inside. My silver, my developer UVPX, always from UV Photographics, and my Lund silver tank. We're shooting 8x10 glass today, so I got the big silver tank. I got Elizabeth, Bree, and Cass in the studio with me today. All ballerinas I've worked with a bunch of times. It's actually the first time, though, I'm putting Bree through the wet plate collodion process. This is really inspired by a photo I saw from American Contemporary Ballet's Instagram feed. It was kind of lit like a backstage, big overhead skylight lighting where there's a lot of fall off, really hard shadows kind of underneath their chin. So in this case, just to not make it too drastic a fall off, I'm putting those two lights sort of down in front to help create some fill, at least across their torsos, letting their feet go dark. And in this case, you'll notice we go back and do this again. I move Cass up one step on the ladder. And obviously I'm messing around with the lights already just to try and get them in a better place. I also ended up tightening this group up, getting them closer together for the actual image. My camera is a Burke & James commercial view camera. It's 8x10. Got a 300 millimeter lens on it, shooting wide open at f4.5. You can see my pocket wizard hanging there. You might have noticed that I have them on the Speedotron pack, so that's how I'm firing off the strobes once it comes time to actually make the photo.
So that'll be good. I'm gonna pour this plate.
Yeah, I'll just let you listen to some of the banter,
Chilling out. And then we'll see what
which is probably nonsensical.
He'll smile.
Not sure what I was explaining, so I have the volume turned down. There you go. I always keep my silver tank latched shut, or try to. It's because I've had that table tip over once, and I figure with it latched closed, the top acts a little bit more like a gasket and won't spill my silver. A really old bottle of UVPX. It's at least 12 months old. I think the stuff has an incredible shelf life. It's certainly probably lost a half step of light, but it's completely usable in most cases. 8x10 glass, I get all my glass, I score it all from the trash. I pick up old sash windows from people who are getting windows replaced or whatever in my neighborhood. It seems at least once a month somebody's throwing out some old windows, so I just go take the old windows, cut them to size, use that for all my amber type work. Back in the box, it's been about 4 minutes. I didn't want you to just sit there and do that. So we're gonna shut down my timer, put it up front, where I'll actually use it later to time my development. You can see that nice white plate coming out. Letting some excess silver drain off of it. Wipe off the back. And load it up into the carrier. You might notice, maybe not, I always write back on the back of my plate so I know which side has the albumin on it and which side doesn't. Just a little piece of an old aluminum plate there that uses as a spacer to help keep it tight against the front. Old film 8x10 holders, those don't have long for this world. I'll probably be replacing them with 3D printed ones soon. Again, a couple last minute instructions for them. Gonna focus on all of them. As bright as it looks in this video, it was not that bright outside. It was actually pretty gray. There was no way this photo would have happened in less than probably 25 seconds using that natural window light that was there. And for what I wanted to do, it was in the wrong direction anyhow. It wasn't going to give me that overhead light effect. Here you go, just gonna pop the cap off. Pull the dark slide, pop the lens cap off, and fire off that pocket wizard.
Okay, relax.
It is. Photo made.
I was gonna say, you feel the heat? Lori always likes to do the winter markets, like she stands underneath.
They get to relax while I go back into the dark box.
She's
Actually made, we did that place twice, once again because Cass was sitting too low on the ladder and really wasn't catching the light. I did another group shot, and then I did 3 individual plates for them, but I really wanted to show off this one because it was the one I was really after, why I set up the session with them. This is a studio I rent by the hour. I gave myself plenty of time. I was actually there. We were there for the better part of about 2 hours, making those 5 plates. Support on my developer. Giving it a little swirl, keeping it on that plate. About 25 seconds of development time. I actually went a little too long. The plate's a little foggy. It's usable. I was happy with it, but it probably could have been had a little bit better contrast. I overdeveloped it a little bit. Always trust your clock when you've clocked things out and know that they always work at a predictable time instead of trusting your eye. I have a hard time reminding myself to do that, so in this case, it bit me in the ass. Swirl, 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 wait. It's a very, it is a slow developer. It's got a lot of glacial acetic acid in it. It was a change I made last year to try and get my plates to have better contrast. And obviously I still mess it up sometimes. Just taking a look at it, rinsing it all off well. Here it goes into the fix. You can see there's no cast down in the corner there. I think this was the very first plate. I'll show you the actual reshoot at the end of the video. I use ammonium thiosulfate as my fixer, a 20% solution. It gets me, I use it for about 5 or 6 8x10 plates, and I start to think it gets too slow. So every session, basically every time I go out and shoot, I mix up a new batch of fixer. And using black trace for fixing just so it makes it easier to kind of see this plate, since it's clear glass. I did take aluminum with me just as a crutch in case I needed to do anything. I actually thought the owner of the studio might be there before me, and I was going to take a plate of him sort of as my test plate when I was getting things set up, but he wasn't there. That's the final plate. Hope you like it.